Welcome back to Suncoast View. Dogs and cats are beloved pets to many of us, yet there is still a massive animal homelessness problem in our country. According to the Humane Society, there are 70 million stray animals living in the U.S., but only 6 to 7 million ever end up in shelters. Animal advocates say the solution is spaying and neutering. Mark Shambor from Canine Korral is here to talk about what to consider before spaying or neutering your pets. And Mark, you also brought Spencer.
I did. I'm going through some separation anxiety.
Oh yes, I know. He's really taken to Nikki, but he still knows who.
This is Spencer, and
he's looking at you.
He's a wonderful companion for me, one of 5 that I have.
Well, Mark, before we get into the discussion about fixing our pets, you brought us some fun pictures of friends playing together at Canine Korral. So as we look at the pictures, does getting spayed or neutered make socializing easier at Canine Korral?
It does. You know, you're going to have a much better dog. It's going to socialize better. You're not going to have the struggle between 2 unneutered males or a female, 2 unaltered females. Really, the playing is better. Plus, you can't really do daycare unless your dog is spay or neutered because of those incidents. This is really cute because it's a progression of 3, then 5, and then all these dogs started going on here. Now we've got this is after a day of play.
Oh.
They're all truly exhausted.
Happy and tired.
This was after a storm. That's her thunder jacket, that's Nella, and they were just kind of hunkering down after the storm. And this is just way too cute.
Friends.
2 puppies.
Oh, those dogs have a great time at Canine Korral, and I know you take such good care of them, which is why we trust the information that we get from you when it comes to taking care of our own pets. So we understand the problem that there are not enough homes for all of the dogs and cats. Talk to us about the medical benefits of spaying or neutering our animals.
Well, you know, one of the things you want to remember is that your pet will more than likely live longer if they're spayed or neutered earlier because of the health risks of females with breast cancer, certain tumors, urinary tract infection, also with males, prostate issues. Generally, one thing, males roaming. Male dogs are like single men. They roam and they're always looking, so they tend to not be as close of a pet. And then, of course, less aggression because of the fact that there isn't that need to roam, so they tend to become much calmer.
Well, and speaking of the male roaming, I understand that, you know, when female dogs or cats they're in heat only at certain times, but males are in heat constantly.
They're
right?
always looking, and then once they do get that scent, they get like crazy, like I gotta go, and that's one of the reasons why they roam. And the females are the same way. When they're in heat, you can lose your female as well just because of that.
And isn't there a scary statistic about the number of male dogs hit by cars?
85% of reported incidents where a dog was hit by a car, male, 85% were because they were unaltered. And your shelters, most of your dogs in your shelters when they come in are unaltered as well.
Really?
And usually they're stray dogs.
So you gave us some of the medical benefits, helping to reduce some larger problems like tumors and infections and even cancers. Behavioral benefits, the dogs will calm down a little more. It sounds like spaying or neutering would fix behavioral problems altogether, is that?
Well, it's not going to change the behavior that you currently have. What it can do is it can reduce, in males, especially in males, more aggressive behavior as they get older. Females, of course, you don't have the mess of them being in heat and that sort of thing, and the behavior that they have during that process. Overall, you're going to have a much better dog, and they are our pets, and our pets, you don't want them to live primitively, you want them to live closer to us and be in tune with us.
Speaking of closer, there's
He's like, oh my God.
He's inching his way toward me.
Let's address some of the obstacles that people bring up usually. Okay, if I get my dog fixed, the dog's going to gain weight. People say they see that all the time. Is that the case?
It's rare that the metabolism changes that much that the dog is going to get grossly fat. Really, diet and exercise is important. And even dogs that are unaltered, we tend to feed them more than what they really need, and we tend to under-exercise them. I'll tell you, most of the dogs that do daycare are going to be fit and trim because they do a lot of activity. They're playing. It's a real good, if you don't have the time because we're all busy people, get them out and let them have some fun.
Yes, they deserve that. So I like hearing that there really is not a correlation between fixing and gaining weight. It seems like a no-brainer. Why are people not fixing their animals?
Well, every dog should be fixed at some point in their life. Sometimes breeders, when you get a dog from a breeder, they have a contract where you have to wait. They want you to wait till maybe a year to 2 years. But anytime you adopt a dog, it's going to be neutered or spayed before you get the dog. And that could be any time when they get the dog prior to your adopting. I find that guys really have an issue with, I don't know why, it's just guys don't want their dogs neutered or spayed, and it's just something with the
macho
guys.
stigma.
Yeah, it's a macho thing. Thing you want to remember is that some people, they think they're going to breed this dog, and then they never do. And then they have an accident where the dog does get loose based on what we were just talking about, and then you've got a litter, and a litter of puppies is going to cost you a whole lot more than the spaying cost, because we have so many low-cost spay and neuter clinics nowadays. It's a big problem.
And it creates more animals that need homes, which we've talked that problem. Now let's talk timing. You've kind of brought us some statistics for the best time, ideally, to fix your dog. Talk us about the 6 to 9 months for the dog.
Yes, I always say less than 6 months if possible. But 6 to 9 months is a good time before they're going to come into heat.
Okay.
Really, you've got some problems once that happens. And plus, same thing with cats, and even feral cats. They trap the feral cats, they clip the ear, then you know that they're already spayed or neutered. And that's a very good program to reduce the population of the cats.
Okay.
I find that when you get an animal, if you have no intentions other than to have a pet, it should be spayed or neutered. My goal would be to never have a dog or a cat in a shelter. That's a very high, it's a high goal, but that would be, if we had more responsible pet owners, we wouldn't have the problem that we have right now.
And the education is a huge part. So
definitely.
All right, we made the decision to fix our pets. Now, what are some tips for after the surgery to make sure that the pet stays healthy and comfortable?
You want to keep them very calm. Quiet.
Oh.
I love you, buddy. No running or jumping. Definitely no daycare for 10 days to 2 weeks. Prevent licking in the area. One of the things that I like for proper healing, instead of the old-fashioned lampshade cone, you can get these cloud cones, which you blow up with air, and it actually is really comfortable and it reduces. We sell them at our store.
Oh, great.
Also, there's like a body glove that can go over the incision of the female so that you don't have to use a cone at all.
Oh, that's great.
And we have those as well.
Great options at Canine Korral. Great information. Thank you. And I know that your dedication to all animals is really wonderful. And we
Spay and
admire
neuter.
that.
That's
Thank
the
you, Mark.
Your
thing.
best friend Spencer doesn't walk.
That's right.
He's got a great life.
He
There
does.
you go. Well, for more information about all of your pet needs, including daycare and boarding and medical options, you can consult with Mark at Canine Korral. His website, caninekorralsrq.com. We'll be right back with a new beauty product from our expert.